On January 22, 2023, a massive wave rose off the coast of Oahu, bigger than anything the world had seen in years. But one woman, determined and fearless, made a choice to paddle into it. And for a few heart-stopping seconds, the world holds its breath. But could she change the future of women in surfing by taming it, or would the beast swallow her whole? Before Laura Enever entered the world of big wave surfing, she first made a name for herself in the world of competitive surfing. Growing up on the beaches of Narrabeen, New South Wales, Australia, Laura's passion for surfing began early. By the time she was 14, she was already competing on the world stage. Her rise in the competitive surf world wasn't just quick, but powerful. Laura won the ISA World Junior Surfing Championship in 2008 and was awarded the Triple Crown Rookie of the Year that same year. Then, in 2009, she claimed the prestigious ASP World Junior Championship title, cementing her status as one of the top young surfers. But despite the success, Laura was always looking for something more. She eventually made the leap onto the championship tour, where she competed for 7 seasons. Yet, for all the success on the competitive circuit, something was missing. And that's when the call of the ocean's giants began to resonate. It was a call that would shift the course of her career and push her into a world where few women dare to step. Now, big wave surfing is a whole different ballgame. While the regular surf circuit tests precision and agility on smaller waves, big wave surfing demands something else entirely. It requires bravery, grit, and a fearlessness that often borders on insanity. It was around 2016 that Laura began to feel the pull. She'd surfed small and medium waves her whole life, but now, the immense power of big waves started to captivate her. She wasn't just content with getting better at what she was already doing. In fact, she wanted to push herself to experience the raw side of surfing. The transition into big wave surfing wasn't easy. At first, the thought of paddling into 20, 30, even 40-foot waves felt overwhelming. But as with every challenge she's faced, Laura was determined. She knew the path would be full of fear and danger, but it was a path she chose to walk. The North Shore of Oahu, Hawaii, is known for its biggest, most dangerous waves, and it was here that Laura would test herself against the ocean's might. But even with all the preparation, when that first massive wave came, Laura knew that this wasn't like anything she had ever faced before. From there was no turning back. Laura began dedicating herself fully to the pursuit of bigger and bigger waves, training her mind and body, and it wasn't long before she'd set her sights on the ultimate challenge, the world's largest waves. Then came the day that would change everything. On January 22, 2023, at the Outer Reef, the North Shore, a massive swell was brewing. By the time it reached the point of no return, it was towering over the horizon, and every surfer who saw it knew it was something special. But for one person, this was her moment. As Laura Enever paddled into the wave, she knew this was the biggest wave she had ever caught. It was a feeling unlike any other. This wave was a test of her preparation and her growth as a surfer. It was something special about the journey that had brought her to this exact moment. This wave was massive. At 43.6 feet, it towered over the competition. This wasn't just a record-breaking wave in size, it was also a statement. And Laura wasn't just riding big waves, she was changing the conversation about what women in surfing could do. So, riding a wave of that magnitude takes more than just guts. It requires a level of preparation that's often invisible to those watching from the shore. To conquer a wave like that, Laura has to be prepared for everything, from the sheer power of the wave to the unpredictability of the ocean itself. She spent hours in the gym, conditioning her body for the immense strain a big wave places on every muscle. Mentally, it's a whole other battle. Laura spent years refining her focus, pushing through fear, and learning to trust her instincts when everything in her body is telling her to turn back. To be a successful big wave surfer, you have to be able to clear your mind in an instant and make split-second decisions, because once you commit, There's no turning back. And then there's the gear. Laura uses only the most advanced equipment to ensure her safety and performance. A specially crafted board for the big waves, wetsuits that protect her from the cold and the impact of the ocean, and the support of a team that tracks every wave and movement. And when it all came together, she was ready for the moment that would define her career. Laura paddled into the wave. "I knew it was the wave of my life," she said. The next few moments were a blur. As she ascended the face of the wave, the world shrank around her. For anyone who's seen the footage, the ride is nothing short of breathtaking. The wave was massive, but Laura's control was even bigger. She carved her way down the face of the giant, flowing with the wave, making it look almost effortless. But it wasn't effortless. Every moment was a battle with the wave, with herself, and with the world watching. As she reached the bottom of the wave, her arms stretched wide. She knew the world had just witnessed history. She had done it. And if hitting that subscribe button were a wave, you'd already be riding it. Go ahead, hit subscribe and ride the wave with me. Breaking a record like this isn't just about the title, but about what it represents. For Laura, this moment was more than just a personal achievement. It was a milestone in the ongoing debate for equality and recognition in big wave surfing. I know that the next girls, the next generation of female big wave surfers, are going to do the same, Laura said, acknowledging the women who will follow in her footsteps. For Laura, the honor of holding this record was not lost on her. She knew she was standing on the shoulders of giants, like Andrea Mahler, who had inspired her to take this leap. And now, it was her turn to inspire the next generation by setting a new bar. So, what do you think about Laura's incredible achievement? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the ride, hit subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a wild adventure. See you in the next one.